I'm Noah with the Creative Startup. Today we are looking at Kevin Kelly's essay, 1000 True Fans, looking at how many people you truly need following you, how many people you truly need into your art for you to make a living doing what you love to do. It's so small. Kevin Kelly says, to be a successful creator, you don't need millions. You don't need millions of dollars or millions of customers, millions of clients or millions of fans. To make a living as a craftsperson, photographer, musician, designer, author, animator, app maker, entrepreneur, or inventor, you only need thousands of true fans. Now, how many artists do you know, or how many times have you personally found yourself like aspiring to just fame? Just flat out fame. Like everybody knows my name, everyone's gonna know who I am. And a lot of people do that because we just think that's the way to go. That's the only way to go. That's our only option, is to be famous, to be the next Kendrick Lamar or the next Rihanna or the next whoever, insert famous person name here, if you're going to truly make a good living doing art, or else you're just going to be the starving artist. Kevin Kelly, if you don't know who he is, he's the chief editor, I believe, over at Wired Magazine. So he knows a lot about tech, and he knows a lot about entrepreneurship and emerging models in this new world. And so obviously I'm fascinated by what he has to say. And this essay just contains a lot of really good ideas and inspiration for you guys as artists on how to truly corral these people, how to get valuable customers, get valuable fans, and get that value out of them so that you can make a living doing what you love. So, how do you do this? Here's what Kevin Kelly says. Here's how the math works. You need to meet two criteria. First, you have to create enough each year that you can earn, on average, $100 profit from each true fan. That's easier to do in some arts and businesses than others, but it's a good creative challenge in every area because it's always easier and better to give your existing customers more than it is to find new fans. I love that last part. It's always better to give your existing customers more than it is to find new fans. So that's the first criteria you have to meet. You have to create at least $100 of value for each fan that you have if you have 1,000 fans. Now, you and I can both do that math. It's pretty dang simple. That's $100,000 a year in wages if you can make $100 per fan for 1,000 people. And so this kind of exercise is super useful. So maybe it doesn't have to be the exact number. The number is kind of rudimentary. Like, it doesn't matter. Maybe it could be $25 a fan for 4,000 fans. It's the same thing. You decide how much you want to make. You decide how many fans you can have, and then decide how much you need to make per fan. And that'll determine how hard you have to work, how much work you have to put in, how much content you have to put out, how much work you have to put out, how much art you have to put out. So first off, figure out how to get that value out of each fan. Secondly, you must have a direct relationship with your fans. That is, they must pay you directly. All right, I'm going to read that again. Second, you must have a direct relationship with your fans. That is, they must pay you directly. So the old model in the record industry, at least, as far as I know, was artist comes along with their good idea. Big record executive says, oh, I like that idea. I'm going to give you money to make your record, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about how to make it. And then they kind of finagle, they work on contracts, and money is passed around, and then the band makes the record, and then they split the profit with the label. Now that model is not very great for the band, and it's super outdated. It doesn't really work anymore. And so it's important for you as an artist, whether it's a musical artist or any other kind of artist, to figure out how do you connect directly with your fans. No label, no other money coming in that's going to tell you how to do things. How do you connect directly? And today there's a million ways to do that, whether it be building a Shopify store or a WordPress store or selling something on Amazon. You can even create your own merchant account on Amazon and sell your stuff through Amazon. You can sell stuff on eBay. If it's music, you can sell it on CD Baby or Bandcamp right to the fan. They don't take much of a cut at all. So figure out how you can connect directly with your fan as far as profits as well. That's the first kind of idea here, is those economics, right? Have $100 per person of value given to your fans so that you can make $100 per person, and then connect with those people directly so you get that full $100 per person. You're not splitting that 50-50 or 60-40 or whatever it is with a label or some other publisher. And here's the second idea you have to take away. He says, if you lived in any of the 2 million small towns on Earth, you might be the only one in your town to crave death metal music, or get turned on by whispering, or have a left-handed fishing reel, or want a left-handed fishing reel. Before the web, you'd never be able to satisfy that desire. You'd be alone in your fascination. But now, satisfaction is only one click away. So the idea here is that in this huge world, there's other weirdos out there that like what you're doing, and this is not an insult, right? In art, it's good to be doing something different. It's good to be doing something weird. And a lot of artists I've seen will compromise that weirdness. And in the past, especially, they compromise their weirdness so that they can fit in, so they can make a living doing music, so they can sell enough records and get enough people on their tours. Or, again, you can apply outside of music as well. I just use music because that's what I know. And they kind of go crazy while doing it. They lose their heads because they're not making what they want to make. They don't care about the art anymore. But in this day and age, there's enough weirdos out there, and you can connect with them. They're everywhere, and so you can build a website, you can build a Facebook group, you can build a community, a Twitter page, whatever it is that's going to connect these weirdos, get them in one place, and they'll buy your stuff. If they're really excited about it, they'll buy your stuff. I watched a video the other day on Steampunk. If you haven't learned anything about Steampunk, it's worth at least taking a quick look at. It's like this whole subculture of people who dress up like it's like the 1920s, and they have these like fantastical kind of fake adventure things where they like pretend to pilot airships and stuff. And there's like this whole community, there's forums and discussion boards, and it's the whole thing. People make stuff and they sell it to other, weird hats and crap. And there's a whole market for that. There might not be a market in your town. There might not be a market in your neighborhood or even in just your state. But in the whole world, there's a market. The world's big enough now, and it's all connected. So don't sabotage. Don't give away your creative expression, your creative freedom to fit. Because there's other weirdos out there who are going to like what you're doing. Now, here's the third point. He says here, Kevin Kelly says, the truth is that cultivating 1,000 true fans is time-consuming, sometimes nerve-wracking, and not for everyone. Done well, and why not do it well, it can become another full-time job. At best, it will be a consuming and challenging part-time task that requires ongoing skills. There are many creators who don't want to deal with fans, and honestly should not. They should just paint or sew or make music and hire someone else to deal with their superfans. So, if this is you, if you're not someone who is great at social media or loves building websites or likes talking to people or is super social and friendly, put someone else in charge of that. Pay them a little share of whatever you make. It can be a friend. I'm sure you have a friend. If you're someone who's not great at this, I'm sure you can find a friend who's better at it than you are. And don't be afraid of giving up a little bit of money or a little bit of that share of what you're doing to someone else if it means you get to create more art in the long run. Because remember, and we've talked about this in past videos, your best return on investment is to work on what you're good at. So for me, as someone who understands production, and I do understand website design and stuff like that, but for me to be out spending 5 days trying to fix my car is kind of a waste of time when I can hire someone to fix my car, stay at home, work on building websites, and get paid to do that, paid more to build websites than I'm paying the person fixing my car. It's pretty simple math. So make sure that you as an artist are doing what you're good at. Again, sometimes you have to bootstrap stuff, sometimes you have to do it yourself, but if you can find someone to help you with it, that's always a good call, as long as they're responsible and they know what they're doing. I hope these ideas are helpful for you. I hope you guys learned something from this essay. Again, it's Kevin Kelly, 1,000 True Fans essay. I'll put a link to it down below so that you guys can check it out for yourselves. It's kind of long. That's why I made a video to sum it up. But, yeah. I hope that's helpful for you guys. If you enjoyed this, if you want more information, if you want more videos, click subscribe. I'll be making videos every week. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.